Hi guys, Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and in this video I'm going to show you how I create these super adorable spine labels for your albums. Stay tuned if you want to see the process, and I've got some more close-up videos at the end. Thanks guys! Hi guys, so the first thing I did was select the 3 photos that I really wanted to use for my album labels, and I popped those into the Becky Higgins Project Life app. And as you can see, some of them got a little bit cut off, and I knew that that was going to happen when I previewed the photos. So I actually printed more than I needed because the top half of some of the photos got cut off and the bottom half of some of the photos got cut off. So I did doubles, and then I could throw away the ones that were cut off and keep. So of the 4 photos I printed, only actually 4 of them were true to size. The other 4 needed to be thrown away, if that makes sense. So once I had cut those all out, I then just got the little tags that came inside the album spine label section. If your album doesn't have that, it doesn't matter, you don't need them. I was just using it as a base to stick my photographs onto. You could just leave your photos as they are inside the label hole, or you could cut your own on a scrap piece of card, but because I had these, I thought I'd just work with these. So these photos are not 100% the correct size. They are a tiny bit wide and a tiny bit short. So that is fine for me by gluing them onto the piece of card, because that means it can take up make it the right size. The shortness is made up by the fact that there's a little bit of overhang on the card. And if you think about what your spine holder tag label thingy looks like, mine has a silver sort of border around it, a silver holder, a silver plate, and that covers up the top and the bottom section that is missing from my photo anyway. I hope that makes sense. And then I just trimmed them a little bit narrower, and I didn't lose too much of the photo to cause any problems or anything like that. Now you've got to be careful when you are adding embellishments to your spine labels. Most of what you do needs to be done once they are inside the actual album spine, because you'll never slide them through that hole. It'll just be impossible because that hole is really, really, really thin. You need to keep this flat. So I did put on these little stickers that say, well, are going to say 2017, but pretty much any other sticking you don't want to do. I do use some Tim Holtz tiny word phrases, but even that is on a reasonably thick piece of sticker card. And I just didn't want to risk even trying to slide that through the gap. So I actually do that once it's in the album cover as well. Don't worry, I do show you that whole process, but don't go too crazy with your embellishing if it's going to be too thick or too fat, because you won't be able to slide it down inside the hole. So as you can see, I'm making 3 spine labels, all for 2017. So I have 3 albums for 2017, a part 1, a part 2, and a part 3. Probably should have a part 4 considering how fat my albums are, but I now can't get a 4th one in the same color or the same design, and that would make me really sad to have a 4th one completely different. So I'm just sticking with a really fat 3 albums. So I'm just popping on my Tim Holtz word phrase, and then I dug through my stash to get any really small wood veneer that I could find, and I'm just gluing that on with PVA glue because I do want it to stick, seeing as it's on the outside. Then just getting a little pearl sticker to go on, and then I dig into my stash for some small thickers, some of the sort of little size thickers to be the number 1, just to show that that's part 1 of the album. Now I know that was really quick. I do show you close-ups at the end. I didn't actually think about pausing for you to see a close-up at the time, so either skip through to the end or wait to the end, it's only a few more minutes, to see how these all looked all together. So I keep them all the same. I don't deviate too much because I want them to look like they all match each other on the when they're on the shelf. So another tiny word sticker, another wood veneer, another pearl, and then the number 2 for my second album, and then my third album here, And I don't know if you noticed, but the first album is a picture of the three of us. The second album is Daddy and Baby. The third album is Mummy and Baby. So I kind of tried to keep it complementary to each other. I tried to get 3 family photos for each one, showing the age progress and showing. I tried to get them from within the months that are inside each album, but I noticed really quickly that we don't have 3 family photos. There's the 2 of them together or the 2 of us together, but never the 3 of us together. We are always one of us is behind the camera. So I'm really happy with the way these turned out. It's really clear to me which album is which, especially with the 1, 2, 3 on there. You could add the month if you really wanted to, but it made enough sense for me to see it like that. You can see it doesn't stick out too much, especially with the silver edging around the album, the spine label there. So the wood veneer and the sticker label doesn't stick out too much. And that's my top shelf showing you all of my albums. So you can see I've done this same technique for my son's first year albums, which are the first 3 main albums there on your left. And then my 2015-2016 album, I didn't actually do sort of proper scrapbooking for. It was my very first year doing Project Life, and you can see it's got a really basic, thicker label, but that was sort of before I really got started. So I really only have the 2017 albums and then my son's first year albums. The rest, I won't have time to ever backdate. I am so sure I can't even keep up with the current times. So yes, there you go. I hope you liked it. I'm now moving on to my 2018 things and I'm starting my cover page. So I will pop up a video of that for you really soon. Thanks guys. Bye.